Yeah. There's a wind territory, difficult to move the ball in conditions, set the ground up really well behind it. And then when you go back in, there's high density. So that's real. And we've had that against Freo too. Dominant inside 50s and then can't connect or don't score. But, the reality of that style of game is Lee Matthews' old way he'd say it was it's going to be hard for us to score, make it impossible for them. And that we lived that for most of the night. The inside 50 number says that. We've got some work to do on our connection inside 50s. But again, it's hard. It's wet conditions, trying to kick it to contest, then try to get to forward 50 stoppages. I think we had 39 forward 50 stoppages or something like that. Kick 3 points. So you've got to find other ways to score. That's the numbers, but, we sit here, we didn't get the 4 points, but, internally we know we're heading in the right direction.
Has that been encouraged after the past few weeks, the effort and the way you started, an encouraging sign for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think, put the jumper on this week. There's a lot more pride in the way we went about it. Small margins, little moments, fighting right to the end when the scoreboard sort of got away from us a couple of times. There we found a way to get the scoreboard back closer. Internal belief that game was there for us to win, and numbers were suggesting that we're dominant in clearance and all these other things. So, we didn't quite get the 4 points, but again, we leave here not with our tail between our legs.
Did you feel like you should have been further ahead of course?
No, I thought that was about the right margin. The kick on the siren helped. I thought we had dominance, and the game was a bit different when it wasn't wet. We could move the ball, change the angles. You could mark the ball a bit easier. We started well. We needed to, though. We needed to. We'd worked all week. I was really proud of our coaches. Putting some things in front of the players that wasn't good enough for us. Around our system and around our effort, and it's really pleasing we can turn it around. Have we got more work to do? Absolutely, but again, I think we're heading in the right direction.
So from the outside, we've all been wondering where you're at because of those losses, or whether you were preparing for something else later in the year. You're on the inside.
Yep.
What has been the reality of your form line?
Sorry, which part of the last?
Form line,
No, I thought we were playing some really good footy and just. Not quite getting the job done. Gold Coast, we kicked 10 points before we kicked a goal. Fremantle, we dominate a lot of the play with 20-odd points up, lose by a point. Bounced back against Richmond, and then we had a good half against Brisbane and had to pull a quarter and a half, and then we had a really bad game against Hawthorn, a good opposition, who make most teams look silly if you don't turn up. We had to bounce back this week, and I think we turned the narrative around internally, again, that we think that stuff will stack up. There's an energy for that. That'll stack up.
You also played 3 games in 11 days, and then we get this proper 9-day rest. So we almost throw that out and go, tonight, this is the kind we should expect to show up.
Well, I was hoping someone. I don't want to make excuses, but we do the maths. 3 games in 12 days. There's going to be a cost somewhere, and our performance is well below par, and we don't want to use excuses. But when we have more time to prepare, we like to think we can get the type of performance we had tonight. But that's not always going to be the case. We've got to turn up. But we've got 6 days now to get ourselves ready to play Melbourne and control our own narrative.
You feel that it does stay the same. It's a big hit with all the various complexities, but you're back here in week 1 of the finals.
That'd be good, huh?
Do you feel comfortable coming back here? Do you feel like you can absolutely...
There's an energy that we're good enough. Doesn't matter who we play, where we play. There is an energy for that when we play a certain way. And, our pressure was enormous tonight. We had 20-odd more tackles. Our clearance stuff improved. We worked on that. Had to get that right. Got more territory from that. And then, there's always something to work on. You're always getting feedback on your game and our connection inside 50 in tricky conditions. I think we got some things we can improve. I was just saying in the rooms, when you have a close loss, you think about moments. You go, if only that didn't happen, or if we did that. I don't have many of those. I'm not sure if you do. But I'm sitting there going, we gave everything right to the end, and they were just a fraction better in moments. And I don't have any what ifs or if onlys, though. I'm not thinking that.
You spoke then a couple of times about the system. Years ago when we'd asked about those close wins, you say, we believe in the system, they know the system, and they play it.
Yep.
Are they needing to still believe in that system, or is the system needing to change because everyone else is caught up with what you were doing?
No, I think the game is you've never got that handle. There's no way you can say, you're going to get this happen all the time. But again, we went into certain modes of transport there with the ball, and we scored late in the game when we had to keep us close. And then at the end, there's again small margins, lots of density around the ball, and yeah, it was a hard game. It was a finals type game that I think will serve both teams well. And credit to them. That, I think they're minor premiers now. Congratulations. They had a fantastic year. Matty Nix has done a great job. I'm a big fan from afar of Matty Nix and the job he's done here to build this team. And it's a huge achievement for the Adelaide Crows, and puts them in a good place.
What is it about this matchup that keeps bringing these close ones? It's 6 in a row, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's our first loss here for a while, so yeah, I think there's really quality matchups and styles that challenge each other. We want to keep the game open at times and then close it down, and they want to do a bit of the same. It was a real tactical battle tonight. I think both teams were prepared to have an extra at times, and which made it hard to score, but that was sort of serving us well in terms of territory. Not sure if that'll be the case in the future.
You're used to having the crowd lift you over the line. Do you feel, I know it's a cliche sometimes, but given how one-sided the support was, or being a few thousand travelling customers, do you feel that can give Adelaide a lift?
Oh, I think it always helps, doesn't it? Like, you get the crowd roaring for you, roaring against you. That, whether the umpires sort of get affected by that's real. But I don't think it affected the game, any of that. There's a period in the second quarter, we knew that they'd come. They've, watching them historically in the last period, that they have patches, they go bang, 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 and they mostly put a margin on opposition. We were determined not to have that tonight. So they got 2 or 3 goals in a row. We felt we stabilised the game for about 15 minutes. No one scored. And I think that was an important part of the game, going at half-time just fraction down, because 54,000 screaming for you creates a lot of energy. We thought we played that game well tactically.
You say there wasn't that what-if moment that you usually get in a close game. Are
Yeah.
you believing, though, you get this chance again, but you might do in a couple of weeks, a couple of things you'd like to do differently? So you've already got that in mind?
Yeah. Well, the connection piece is one. Have that many inside 50s, you'd love to score more. The forward 50 stuff, you'd love to think, you have 39, surely kick a goal. Surely there's a free kick, or there's someone's hanging on like Rankin did. Those things happen when you have that much territory. And I'll watch the tape to add a couple more. If we're back here, I don't want to give them everything we're going to work on. Yeah.
That personnel was great. Are we how back next week? Is there any other on the horizon?
No, we're pretty healthy at the moment. No injuries at VFL, no injuries here at this stage. How we should be available through protocols. Bobby's getting better every day. Not sure he'll be available next week, but it's pleasing to have him back this week, training hard for us. And we might strengthen up a little bit, especially with someone like Howie available.
Did Hill join the group yet?
No, he didn't come over.
Because there was a story going around that he flew to Adelaide.
Yeah, there was no expectation on that. No.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys.